This is Sergeant Hardy from the Air Force Recruiting Office in Appleton, Wisconsin. Today we're going to be covering a little bit about our relationship with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Embry-Riddle has adjusted themselves and have adapted themselves really to the military lifestyle. Whether they were trying or not, these guys make it easy. When I go to schools, it is amazing to me the number of people who want to go into engineering. And whenever I question them about, okay, so you want to go into engineering, have you ever considered the Air Force as a way to do that? Not only have they never considered it, they think of it as an impediment. Why would I ever go into the military, right, so that I could become an engineer? Well, the Air Force is engineering intense. Even our technicians have deep and intimate knowledge of complex systems, whether they be electronic or mechanical. It is not child's play putting an F-35 into the air or calibrating a missile test set or using complex equipment like oscilloscopes or spectrum analyzers. This stuff, again, is not child's play. We need to have knowledgeable people to do these kinds of things to keep the lethality of the Air Force at its maximum, which means that we also have a heavy emphasis on continuing education. Not just a heavy emphasis, people like me, staff sergeants that will be guiding airmen through the first portion of their Air Force career are going to pressure airmen in their first term to take as many college classes as possible to round out their Community College of the Air Force degree. Once they have that Community College of the Air Force degree, which is granted by the Air Force, which is an applied science degree, we're going to then career counsel them and ask them, okay, so where are we going from here? Are you going to continue your education, or are you going to try to step on to something else, engineering? Are you going to focus on the technical aspects, the specifics of your career field and grow your career from there? What's it going to be? A lot of people choose to grow their education. Now, Embry-Riddle is a very, very well-respected university, and like a lot of them, they don't accept pennies to come through. They're fairly elite. An education like the one you would get from Embry-Riddle and from other universities, out of pocket would cost you about $75,000 for a bachelor's degree. That's a lot of debt to carry around. And the Air Force doesn't want you to have to carry that debt. We don't want you to come to us after you've gotten that degree and say, hey, I'd really love to help with your engineering programs that we have which we do have through our Commissioned Officers Corps. We would like you to build experience in the Air Force, to know about the Air Force, and then make that transition. And our relationship with Embry-Riddle makes that fairly easy. So let's cover a little bit about the details. So the first thing to note, we'll go a little bit out of order, is that the Community College of the Air Force associate's degree is accepted in its entirety by Embry-Riddle. All of our courses are accepted by Embry-Riddle. So if you come with your associate's degree from the Air Force, the Embry-Riddle will honor all of it. They're not going to start scratching off some of the credits. They have audited our courses and found them not just sufficient, but exceeding the requirements for some of their training. Terms start once a month. So for instance, my last base was Mountain Home Air Force Base. I was able to, although I did not go to Embry-Riddle, I was able to simply walk from my dormitory, walk to the dining facility, have my steak dinner or whatever, and then walk over to the education office and take classes in person. But also in that education building was an Embry-Riddle representative. Most of their stuff is done online, but the cool thing is that terms start every month. So you can go there virtually any time of the year. Just walk over to the education office, register, and tuition assistance is going to cover everything besides your books, okay? So I want, especially parents, I want you, if you're worried about, if you're sweating about the 2 or 3 kids that you have, you got some bright students, and you're gonna send them off to college, and you're wondering, how am I gonna cover, everybody wants an engineering degree, how am I gonna cover this? The Air Force is a great way to do it, because we're gonna cover everything except their books. And we're gonna be paying your young airmen at the same time, so they'll be able to pay for that themselves. Otherwise, tuition assistance is going to cover everything. We give you $4,500 a year in tuition assistance, and there are also other ways of covering additional expenses as well. So you're only going to pay for those books. The classes are done in real time online. So when it comes to engineering, obviously people don't want that to be completely distance learning in terms of not interacting with another person. You're actually going to engage with your teacher online. This is a video conferencing. You raise your hand, you get your questions answered. Additionally, it is no longer necessary in most cases to cooperate with some local university in order to get your laboratory element of your engineering education done. I'm starting to freeze up. That is no longer the case. Now they ship to you, so it comes in the mail, they ship your laboratories to you, and that you prove your abilities by finishing the laboratories and sending them back in. It is a really, really cool way to deal with it. Again, they have 135 locations that are all over the world, so if you're in Mountain Home and you go to Aviano, Italy, Embry-Riddle's going to be there. In addition, a lot of people find themselves, depending on the job, depends on the career field you're in, that even in deployment they're able to take Embry-Riddle classes and knock some of those credits out. You can come out of the Air Force into, or so I should say, when you join the Air Force, you can get your bachelor's degree from Embry-Riddle, and the only expense that you're going to have to pay are for the books and materials. That is a great deal. You're not going to be like so many other students with $75,000, $100,000 worth of debt, because sometimes it takes people a little bit longer. They're not able to finish a 4-year degree in 4 years. And you'll also be able to knock this out even quicker, because you're going to be, in your Air Force career, you're going to be building credits towards your community college of the Air Force degree. This is an amazing deal. If you are interested in engineering at all, you should definitely be checking this out. Now, even if you do not take courses within the Air Force comes with the GI Bill. There are 2 different types of GI Bill. The details don't matter so much. Both of them are really amazing programs. But if you walk out with your GI Bill and walk up to Embry-Riddle University with that in hand, again, you're going to pay nothing. Materials are one thing, but otherwise you're not going to pay anything. In fact, you'll even be given a stipend of around $1,000 a month to help you with other expenses. It's going to pay for 36 months of school year-round. We want you to knock your 4-year degree out a little bit faster than 4 years. We don't want you to take the summers off and things like that, but we're going to pay for that. Fantastic program. Come talk to your Air Force recruiter. We have a way to get you into engineering and into these other career fields. Not only are the careers that we have by themselves amazing and highly employable, we have literally hundreds of routes to get you on the path to a higher education with no money out of your pocket. In fact, we pay you. Again, I'm Sergeant Hardy from the Appleton Air Force Recruiting Office. Please call or text 920-246-6253 or hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, Appleton Air Force Recruiting. I look forward to talking to you. Have a great day.